whiskey glass, my crystal ball. Sip away them teardrops, these good times ahead. Till fair weather friends that days, sunshine around the bend. Let's fly them clear skies, we're all gonna find a peace of mind. All in due time, we're all gonna find a peace of mind. Not a moment to waste, we're only here for so long. Like a star shooting out in the night, then it's gone. You're holding on tightly, easy come, easy go. Like the warm summer air sets and melts away the long winter snow. Let's fly them clear skies, we're all gonna find a peace of mind. All in due time, we're all gonna find a peace of mind. Let's fly them clear skies, we're all gonna find a peace of mind.
Well, welcome back to Live on Patrol. It is National Twinkie Day. I gotta be honest, I didn't know that, but a couple viewers called us out and said, how can you not go live on National Twinkie Day?
So you talked us into it, folks. Here we are.
Here we are, we're on National Twinkie Day, and we got 10 boxes of Twinkies in the back seat here, hoping to hand out to people. And by the way, Twinkies were invented in Chicago by a baker, and April 6th is supposedly the date. Now, I suppose there's always controversy as to what day the first Twinkie was actually baked, created, or whatever, but there's no dispute about this. The first Twinkies were banana filled.
Really?
And that box that you have there is a banana filled Twinkie. And we're going to eat some of those later on tonight. A banana filled Twinkie. And, which of course, 1930, you and I weren't around back then.
Not yet.
That was the year my dad was born. That's probably why he liked Twinkies so much. But we're big Twinkie fans. However, having said that, there was one banana-filled treat when we were young that we liked even more. Do you remember it?
No.
The Mickey's Banana Split.
Oh, yeah.
Well, maybe you didn't like that one, but Mickey's Banana Split was a folded over sponge cake with some banana in it. Now, there are still banana splits, but you can't get the original Mickey's Banana Split anymore. So,
Yeah, nothing like the original ever.
no, that's the problem. So, we could debate which Twinkie is best. I think we could debate which Twinkie is best. I saw on the television today, I happened to be flipping through channels, and I was thinking sometimes these national TV hosts are, you gonna grab those?
Sure.
We'll be on our way. Anyhow, these national TV hosts, they're flipping around a little bit at work because, I try not to watch much of the trial, and it's on every channel. But I happened to notice that Kelly and Ryan Seacrest were having a discussion about the best cheeses.
Aha.
Now, how do you, for 10 minutes on national television, debate the best cheese? Apparently, there was a poll.
I could easily debate the best cheeses for 10 minutes
You
on
could.
national
Okay,
television.
and apparently cheddar was number one and American was number two, but Ryan was kind of like, okay, what about provolone? What about pepper jack?
And Gouda and Pecorino and...
Yeah, so they had there's a poll. I guess Kelly had a poll on the favorite cheeses. So we should probably do a poll on
Favorite Twinkie?
favorite Twinkie. Favorite Twinkie. Exactly. Favorite treat. So we are in the city of Maplewood, southbound on English Street, and hopefully we are having a couple technical difficulties tonight. We're not exactly sure how camera is going to work. We need some maintenance on our mount. So Devin Leiden, our good friend Devin Leiden, who created the mount, we need a little bit of maintenance, right?
Yeah, we do.
Looks a little tipsy-turvy there. Look on the bottom. See, it's this, Pat. That's underneath there, that piece, the middle piece. That's loose.
I think I turned it a little bit.
Okay, that would help. So Pat and I did work. We worked last night. We weren't live on patrol, but we did work, and we did come across the shooting scene last night. We're going to take you by there. I don't know if it's made it into the news yet, but the shooting and where somebody shot into a car with a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old. And thank goodness, none of them were seriously hurt. One of them received an abrasion of sorts. Isn't clear if it was part of the car or part of the bullet, but went to the hospital and was seen by the doctors. And the mother and the father of this incident were notably upset, obviously. The camera's moving a little bit. Our mechanic, Pat Scott, is at work. I think that's better already. I think you did it. I wouldn't ruin perfection.
When we get done tonight, I think I see exactly what needs to be done.
Yeah, you can loosen those screws and shorten those, or
Yep, can loosen those screws and tighten that down and tighten up the one on the bottom, because it's actually a screw on the bottom.
Yeah. Well, it's a low budget operation we got going here, in case anybody is wondering how much money is put into this operation. This is anyhow, back to the shooting yesterday. Yesterday afternoon at the corner of White Bear and Conway. I think that's your seatbelt. The White Bear and Conway.
Nope, I'm good.
Oh, you're good. The mother and father of 2 children were driving on Conway and got shot at. Numerous casings were found on Conway there just east of White Bear Avenue. We're going to take you to the scene of that particular incident. And we're also going to talk about it because we did talk to both of the victims. As a matter of fact, we gave the father a little escort down to the hospital with his 3-year-old, and the mother and the 4-year-old were already there. But sadly, it appears that it was a case of mistaken identity.
Yeah.
Because they had borrowed someone else's car. They had borrowed someone else's car, and that person was more likely a target than them. So
Pretty much sums that up.
not a good situation when you're in somebody else's car and somebody's shooting at you. So, but we think, the person whose car they borrowed, that person had, I'm not going to get into too much detail. The bottom line is, it's not a random shooting. It appears to be gang-related or ill-will related, and the victims were not the intended target. So, I think your door's open. That's what this is.
You're right.
It's a manufacturer flaw. I've never been able to get that door closed. So,
got some dark skies to the east of us. And the south.
yeah, there's quite some rain last night. Quite some rain.
You wore me out so much last night, I slept right through it.
Really? I can go to sleep. I don't go to sleep till 1. That's my biggest issue. Remember, you got to sleep fast. I get caught up in the national news.
Right.
1 second. Yeah. In fact, Myanmar, the people that were 500 people were slaughtered there in Myanmar, and
Oh, jeez.
they declared April 2nd
367.
a day of remembrance for the 500 that were killed. So the Twinkies got, unfortunately, something in common with the deaths in Myanmar.
Wow.
April 6th.
Right now.
Whoa,
That's
look at how
sad.
dark that is ahead of
Holy
us, Pat.
smokes.
So what else we got crime-wise? Pat's been studying the crime again today. You know, there was
Looking for a black 2009 Lincoln MKS, which is a luxury sedan with no front plate. Or it's missing one plate, I'm not sure which. But the plate on it is ALN, Alpha Lima November 5115. It fled from St. Paul officers who attempted to stop it on traffic. So we'll be keeping an eye out for that. We're also keeping an eye out for a Dodge Durango SRT.
oh yeah, it was stolen right here, right? 1600 block of White Bear Avenue at the car wash, right?
Oh, was it stolen?
Yeah. Which,
Oh, okay.
the one that they were chasing.
Yeah.
Well, that one, they were getting the car washed.
Hmm.
And the car was in the car wash lane getting cleaned up or something, and somebody jumped in and took off in it.
And that's the one with no plates.
Could be.
Okay.
Could be. Was it the one they chased? The
Yeah.
short chase? Yeah.
Yep.
Down on Peterson and Wilson?
Yes,
Yeah, that same
exactly.
car.
And it, I don't know exactly what this means, but it says the tail lights are blacked out. So I'm not exactly sure what that means, because they wouldn't have been running with tail lights 2-3 hours ago.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting. You got some?
Nope. I'm just getting ready.
Okay. So, hey, we obviously we weren't intending to come on at this time, but you guys talked us into it.
Yes, you did.
Our bad for not even knowing when National Twinkie Day was.
And then the comments, once you posted it. Yeah, you talked us into it, folks.
But since we didn't know, if you wouldn't mind sharing this, it's early enough now, and a lot of people that watch us might not know that we're on. Just click that share button. We got a little daylight left, so it's kind of nice. Kind of nice seeing the town in daylight. We're southbound on White Bear Avenue in Maryland. We're going to take you down to where the shooting was yesterday afternoon. The address of that, we should maybe get the description. I did hear that it was like 1600 block of White Bear Avenue at the car wash up there. I think it's the one on the west side of the street there, just north of White Castle.
Okay.
Isn't there one right there?
Okay.
I think that's where they... Well, thanks for joining us, and thanks for appreciating the Twinkie. The original banana-filled Twinkie.
Well, My partner down in the office, Joe Miller, has already gotten back to us with some information on that Dodge, some of which isn't shareable.
We might have to drive away from the rain.
I got a feeling there's going to be no escaping this rainstorm.
Hey, one other thing Pat and I have concluded, we do work a fair number of chunks of time when we're not live, just in case you know. And this is almost going to sound strange to say, but we know from personal contacts with a large number of people in the criminal element that they watch us more than we were anticipating them watching us, right? Is that fair to say?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And they also pay attention to where we're at. The bottom line is we're going to work, during the week, we're probably going to work sometime when we're not live on patrol, but we're going to have the camera ready so if something happens of note, we can put the camera on. So you might see some shorter versions.
For example,
live on patrol.
Last night there were some things we were looking for that we didn't want people to know we were looking for, to put it discreetly.
Even today we have some good suspects for a variety of crimes that we may not want them to know we know. But we also don't want them necessarily always to know where we are. It's tough to sneak up on a guy with 10,000 live viewers. Don't you think, Patrick?
Yes, indeed.
Tough to sneak up on a guy. That's good. Does he know who that is?
Yes.
And he's going to give us some spots to look.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Well, give that to Kelly. Let's get the whole team. We got a crack team of analysts. I got to tell you, last night, today, they found out some information. So here's Conway. Here's where the shooting was, right here. And several casings were found in this parking lot right here. And I think I'm on the backside of St. Pascal's, aren't I?
Yeah, I believe so.
I'm not positive that's it. I think I'm on the backside.
That's St. Pascal's.
Yeah, just one block south of 3rd and White Bear. And, several shots fired right in this neighborhood. Victims don't live too far away from the shooting. We're not going to probably show you exactly where they live, obviously.
Do the red one.
Do the what?
Red one. Or no, I can't. Never mind. We're real slow.
Oh, I see.
Thank you. Where is that?
The one on the right?
Yeah.
Black, close to black, third grade.
Okay.
So, have some tips on where the Durango might be. And we are gonna tool by some of those areas here in a minute. We're also got our analysts working on some other information that came in on. Pretty bold to just grab one in a parking lot of a that was a little close to my side of the line. All right, we had a couple radios on. We're gonna turn all 6 on now, so the background music will be Ramsey County Dispatch. And keep in mind, our goal here is to cheer up some people's day with some Twinkies. By the way, last night at Racine, Pennsylvania, there was a call on a guy that was suicidal outside at the Holiday Station. And the St. Paul Police Department did come and talk to him and concluded that he wasn't actually a danger to himself or others there.
Right.
But he continued to exhibit some behavior that, to an untrained observer might be considered nervous, right?
Yes, for sure.
So, but we cheered him up with a box of Twinkies. So he had when we gave him that box of Twinkies, he had a huge smile on his face.
He had a smile from ear to ear.
We had 4 boxes there, and we can't eat them all, obviously, so gave him 1 box and cheered him up from ear to ear. So here we are, southbound on White Bear in the rain.
Copy 1939.
You're working on that location, or people are trying to...
Going for it. 1939.
How long ago was that created? Do we know? Hard to say.
Around the time.
Okay.
1939.
I'll be up with Leslie call traffic.
Copy on Morningside.
Well, you know what I say when it rains?
Yeah, I'll be on North St. Paul traffic at midnight all over.
Drive away from it.
I think I'm just going to have to say good luck on that, boss.
I think we can go a little bit further north and west. Looks like it's whoa, there's some serious lightning.
366. 366. Kennesaw dispute.
Anyhow, if you just joined us,
We're both going to go to that DOC.
we're live in honor of National Twinkie Day, August 6, 1930. 91 years ago, a baker created a sponge-filled cake with a little bit of banana filling inside.
Okay.
In the city of Chicago, which doesn't surprise me. Chicago is the home of a lot of delights.
Indeed it is.
Right? You studying that image, or can you show it to me one more time?
Oh,
The image of where they were.
366, 363, 50, 72, male lives on scene, DK verbally arguing with Comp's mom. Closing galley, 50, Hispanic male, 5'6",
Freeze it.
sweater,
At that point.
Yeah.
blue jean shorts, invisible weapons, I think, 41.
See, it's a little lighter to the north.
oh.
stuff to stop it.
Just about got it.
There you go. Blow it up a little larger.
3662, RC. 1942. $81.97, checking your status.
382.
I'm going to pull over here,
382.
man, Patrick. I'm going to check the radar.
Okay.
Adult female to 1812 Oakdale in West St. Paul. 306 is aware. 1812 Oakdale, West St. Paul, 1943.
Well, here's the bad news. It's coming right from the southwest.
Fully clear report.
You can't really go north to avoid it.
1943.
And there's another band coming. This current band. I feel like Ren Claire now. This current band of showers is going to pass in the next few minutes, and then we will see another band following from down in the Mankato area.
Taking a disturbance. 377.
Well, it looks like Mankato's getting hit pretty hard down there too.
Back to Department 316.
So they're tracking on a northerly northeast direction.
Really?
Copy now.
So it's going to let up in a little bit as this band passes through,
Bravo 375 EOT.
and then we'll get hit with another band. If Pat's quiet, he's working feverishly on trying to get some images off the phone that might help us solve some crime. So right now it says there's a 97% chance of rain at 8 o'clock. Where do you think that 3% is?
Can you call the
It's nowhere near here, I'll tell you
Let's
that.
see if we can find. It's only 97%. So you're saying there's a chance.
Copy,
There's a chance it's not going to rain. 3% chance it's not going to rain.
Bathtub, 2633 First Street in the township. 15 minutes to a 25-year-old male who's BK and threatening suicide.
360. Can you get a apartment number for the roll tonight? Be waiting in front of the address when we can't pull them in the back. Tell if you know which vehicle he's in.
$96.62.
4480 arriving. 10106. It doesn't say. That call taker just left the lane.
I think you've done your best, Pat.
Copy.
I think so.
Thank you. Delta 1946.
And Kelly will have more success on a bigger screen.
Text her and let her know what we were looking for.
Yep.
Copy, yeah. 1946.
All right, we're westbound on 3rd Street from White Bear Avenue, right in front of St. Pascal's.
669 Overlook Drive West, assisting medic with a 98-year-old female who's conscious and breathing, but unresponsive, lying on the floor and unable to stand. Right,
Whoa,
46.
there's some serious lightning.
Yep.
If you want to clear my stop and I'll take that. I'm driving.
Copy. 4846.
And some serious thunder.
So we always have some focus issues when there's rain, because what happens is when the raindrops hit the windshield,
19.
the camera will sometimes refocus on the raindrops.
Right.
So just bear with us.
It doesn't look terrible though.
No, it's not too bad.
The blurriness. By the way, as long as we got this rain, for those, I mean, most people know this, okay? But let's just get it out there. So if you're listening to the thunder here in the Twin Cities, oh, by the way, Rocco, this weather drives Rocco absolutely crazy.
Oh, really?
That poor dog, he follows me around like looking for protection. And how do you protect a guy from lightning and thunder, you know?
Yeah, kinda
It's
tough.
not a lot better downstairs. You know, I mean, he's searching for an area that doesn't have all this. Last night was terrible. And today, when I left for work, he was just in search of the quiet spot. I think he wanted to go in the car in the garage. Literally busted by me to get into the garage.
Oh, really?
And so for those of you dog owners, you know how this can drive dogs crazy. I try to leave television. My wife is with him, and so she comforts him. And to be frank, you know, he loves her better than me anyhow. So it's not that difficult. But for some reason, he thinks the man of the house can protect him better than the woman. I don't get that part. I don't. Maybe he watches Live on Patrol when we're gone, and that's why.
That could be.
So, but no, he's terrified, and like I said, my wife can calm him better than me. But I just I turn the TV on.
Hurry to North Team Pulse Squad. There's an accident with injuries, possibly Highway 36 in the Division, possibly in relation to the call that you're on there, the Dairy Queen, westbound 36, 2 vehicles, one with a neck injury. State Patrol.
76 and 911.
See if you can pull that up.
Yeah, I wonder what the call was at the DQ.
So,
And that is the update I'm getting on yours, so I'm just going to enter this call in, or your call into
It started off as a 911 hang-up.
1949.
Oh, the 911 hang-up about a car accident. Okay.
So poor Rocco, he just, you know, it's a basket case. If you guys got ideas how to calm dogs during this, you know, send them to us.
Yeah, please.
We'd like to know.
Are his paws better? Is his paw
Paws
better?
are better, yeah. My wife got the paws all fixed up. Paws are better. Allergies, I don't know if it was allergies or what. She did try some Benadryl and some cream, and he doesn't seem to be chewing on his paws anymore. He's an awesome dog.
Good.
For those of you that don't know, you can see a picture of him on my face. Oh, I guess maybe you can't any longer. My wife's Facebook page. But it's a cross between a
We
golden
have a
doodle
possible
and a
plate of 976 November Mike Romeo.
Burmese mountain dog. Well, what I wanted to say about lightning, I'm sure most people know this, but
Copy. 951.
light travels almost instantaneously. Technically, I think 186,000 miles per second, which is essentially
9170.
instantaneously.
Right.
Sound does not travel instantaneously. Sound travels about
Vehicle
1,100
data, please.
feet per second. So compare the speed of light at 186,000 miles per second to speed of sound on Earth, which is 1,100 feet per second. So since sound travels at 1,100 feet per second,
Copy. 1951.
and we know a mile is 5,280 feet, essentially it takes 5 seconds for sound to travel a mile. So if you see lightning and you begin counting 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, and then you hear the thunder, you know essentially the lightning is a mile away.
Right.
1 second for every 1,100 feet. So, keeping in mind the storms that were moving through here yesterday, they said were moving like at 60 miles per hour. They said they were really moving fast. And so, I guess the bottom line there is a mile a minute. So, even if it's a mile away, in 1 minute, some of that lightning could be upon you. Generally, storms don't move that fast. 20 to 30 miles per hour. So usually if it's a mile away, you got 2 or 3 minutes to take cover. But yesterday's storm was very fast.
Thank you for today.
We get any dog advice?
5 and 3 and 5. Give me a 911.
Baby pajamas.
Open line that hung up
I'm
with
supposed to calm them.
109 meters.
Pajamas because of the scent?
Female said she needed police.
I'm not sure whether it's the scent or the snugness.
Again,
I tried putting earplugs in, noise canceling earplugs, but it wouldn't stay in.
YouTube has calming videos for dogs
During
that you can
storms?
put on during storms.
That's good to know. That's very, very good
That's
to
a
know.
very good one to know.
3920.
I hope it doesn't have our voices on it. Putting people to sleep. Hello.
Baked by Bully does some kind of drops for dogs. Oh, yours is under the blanket right now, Sarah. Oh, I'm sorry. There's a thing called a thunder jacket, I guess.
Okay, that sounds like something concrete. What does that do? You put it over his head?
I'm not sure. What do you do with a thunder jacket, Taylor? I'm thinking maybe on the same concept as a weighted blanket for people.
Yeah.
A calming effect.
That plate's going to be behind my squad. I'm going to redirect them.
Copy, you go for it.
A thunder jacket.
Thunder coat and a little music.
Coming in on 7th Street there, toward downtown St. Paul.
Well, we're getting a lot of thunder jacket, thunder shirt, thunder coat.
Well, that's good to know. But I gotta admit, I don't usually go out and buy stuff like that, but I think we have to. But find out what it does or how it works.
3920.
So tell us how this thunder coat, thunder jacket works.
Maybe they sent an ambulance.
3920, I've got a trooper out here in Oakdale Fire.
Perfect, thank you. 965.
We would run up to that accident at 36th and Century, but that's quite a long ways from where we're at in this rain.
Yeah, especially in this weather.
And it takes us a little bit away from the most active part of our county. Century, as you know, is the border, eastern border between Ramsey County and Washington County.
Our friend Brent Amson said a thunder jacket is like a never-ending hug. It's like a weighted vest. You basically swaddle them like a baby with a thunder jacket, and it has a lavender scent to it to calm them down.
I tried that swap, like holding them really tight and firm. I didn't have a lot of success with that. But maybe the jacket is...
Somebody says it works for fireworks, too.
Okay.
Well, thank you, everyone.
Yeah, no, thank you. That's great to know. I feel like I'll be a better dog owner now.
Oh, Rocco's lucky to have you guys.
See, I know you well enough. I know what you were thinking. As you uttered that statement, said Rocco's lucky to have, and you finished with you guys. You paused and you were thinking, Rocco's lucky to have your wife.
You're funny.
Because you know what a great dog mom she is. She is a great dog mom. And a great wife. But I mean, she's just, the dog loves her to death. So Tuesday night, rain has kind of quieted things down, huh?
God has.
We're on 7th Street going by Ellery's, downtown St. Paul. The Wild had their first game here last night where they allowed people in, right? They had 3,000 people in.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think it was 3,000. The Twins get to do, 10,000 at their opener? Did you see? Who is the guy? Help me out here now. Escapes me. The guy that hit the grand slam home run off the right field pole. Come on, viewers, help me out. Twins player hit the grand slam home run off the right field pole. It hit the pole. Technically, it should have been a home run because he hit the pole. The right field foul line pole. And they appealed it. They still didn't give him the home run for the grand slam.
Really?
He came back up and he hit a home run. He hit a grand slam to the other field.
I love it. Who was that, people?
Oh,
I got to know that.
I could guess, but if I guess, I'd be embarrassed for guessing. But unbelievable.
So who hit the home run to right field?
Well, they'll know because it was all over the news. Who hit the grand slam yesterday? And
Yesterday.
Medics 2304
Okay.
Street, 656-year-old male contemplating fainted and is now
can't take
awake.
more than 20 seconds for that to show up.
Cruz?
Cruz, yeah.
Thanks, Jill.
1959.
And then
Cruz Danilo?
and then he got another one later in the game. He got a second home run. But I mean, it was unbelievable.
One for eight. 148. Updated the call. Got a hold of a grandson. He's on his way over.
3920.
With Bravo 340, sir.
State's got a handle. You should actually close spots quick. There's this. 563.
Copy it. 2000.
2000.
Well, I never argue with you.
Two 80 44 70.
We'll be clear from this. We'll have your QLC. 4480.
507th Street. He is for an hour to leave. Like
Amber says Benadryl.
Yeah, we did. That's a good idea. I'm not sure if Benadryl is good for that as well as the allergies, but I agree. I agree. It's probably a good idea.
4480 copy. 36 in Edgerton.
And for info, that vehicle did just leave southbound light there. Registers to a gray Toyota Camry 2009 on that was down.
Let's see if if it's a hit and run or something. I don't know. Doesn't sound like it though, right? Something's leaving white bear there. So we got 6 different frequencies. If you're new with us here, we've got 3 main frequencies in St. Paul that we monitor. There's 3 precincts here, 1 frequency per precinct, and then we got 3 precincts in the suburbs that we monitor. So sometimes they're talking at the same time, so it can be a little difficult to catch everything. So when we miss it, Pat opens up the computer aided dispatch laptop, catch us up on anything that we missed.
There was
9171, 9172.
an address that has had 3 consecutive nights of catalytic converter thefts, and there was a suspicious gray Toyota Camry in the parking lot that took off south on White
Both
Bear.
squads 2225 4th Street at Revive Salon. Welfare check.
Unknown if they actually got a converter or what they were up to at this point.
The white male in the 70s or 80s, thin build 6 feet, wearing black hats.
We're on 7th Street here. Just coming by the truck park. Cassetta's, Patrick McGovern's, Burger Mo's, Downtowner.
2360.
Spanish language barrier.
6-3.
Camry. Trying to get the
69, copy, code for Sononic,
Got a
20.
hit and run over there in Stillwater and Van Dyke.
Yep,
Of course, as soon as we leave over there.
of course.
2003.
Tom Reed's. Oh, I'm sorry it's raining, folks.
I thought maybe we were going to miss it at first,
I don't know.
or it was going to miss us.
It's a little bit. I don't know. We're gonna head somewhere where there's no rain. There's some light in the sky up ahead there.
That's promising.
Yeah. Blue skies, nothing but blue skies. Yeah. It's either that or a tornado. What do you
Yeah,
think?
well, I'm not sure.
No, it's not. Something strange up there.
Yeah, that's a strange looking cloud.
Just for the record, we are not certified weathermen. So, which is kind of funny. Speaking of things that scare people, my 15-year-old was a very smart kid. We were watching some YouTube videos the other day about different things, and some of it looks phony, okay? Let's just face it. Some people create stuff on YouTube. I forget what it was. He was showing me one. He said, "Dad, do you think that's true?" And I said, "No."
1015 New York, number 7, marked assault. Male came to
So then I
contact with a
proceeded to
gun,
tell him about
threatening, killing,
1930s when War of the Worlds
Oh yeah,
was broadcast over the radio. And I pulled it up on YouTube. You can get the original radio broadcast on YouTube, thank God. And had him listen to some of it. And, you know, it's an amazing story when you think how media can lead people into believing
just about
something.
anything.
Just about anything. But that's why what made me think of that is us joking about a tornado, because we don't want people to go to their basements thinking that we saw something. We just saw an aberration in the sky, which is
Definitely not a tornado.
This particular weather system is not a tornado. We're going to get Ren Claire on the phone. Ren, can you give us some update?
Squad 369. Your suspect is Cornelius Esau. Unknown vehicle. Comp was afraid and ran inside when male pulled a gun. Says the male stayed at 957 Cook.
Well, we got to go back over there, I think.
East side seems to be where it's happening. Until we go to the east side, and then over here will be where it's happening.
So, I do want to say this. I am working on educating myself more about the Rondo neighborhood. Okay? And
Victor.
if you're interested in the conversation, because to me it's I love history, you know that. It's a fascinating story of how the Rondo neighborhood was dismantled for Interstate 94 to go from St. Paul to Minneapolis. And there's a collection of different videos on YouTube. I've probably watched 20 of them now, and I'm working my way through the book that I bought, Voices of Rondo. But I just encourage you to take some time to pull up some YouTube videos about the Rondo neighborhood being dismantled, because it won't take you 10 or 15 minutes to realize, you know, what happened here in the 1950s. And I'm not going to comment in until I have a broader understanding. I'm going to try to bring a guest speaker. What's happening to that window there, huh?
Just the little smear from when the
Maybe we're better
wiper
off with
goes.
the drops than we are with the wipers. Anyhow, I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to pretend to be an expert of any kind on what happened here in the 1950s with the demolishment of hundreds of homes that were owned by the black community and literally hundreds of businesses that were destroyed. But I will tell you this, that the more I dig into it, the more, I mean, I've known about Rondo for years, but the amount of devastation and economic loss and loss of connectivity is far greater than I had even imagined. And
it devastated a thriving business district and community. It really did.
so in Rondo, there is no Rondo Street. Some of these streets have been renamed Old Rondo, but Rondo was essentially where the freeway is, Interstate 94. And different neighborhoods within Rondo, which is a fascinating part of the story to me. But there is a proposal, and one that I'm intrigued by. I mean, of reconnecting the neighborhood and building some gathering spaces. So we're at Dale Street here, and I support the project. I think it would really help to reconstruct some of the loss that was here. So we're westbound on St. Anthony. If we were to go down to the left here, we would get on the freeway. But we're going to stay up top here. Rondo was the freeway, and a lot of friends that we know. Debbie Montgomery, her house was at Chatsworth and St. Anthony on the southwest corner there. Bill Finney's house was on Rondo on the 400 block. A lot of people that we know were displaced when they were little kids. But one of the concepts is right here, we're at Grotto. One of the concepts, and there's a $6 million proposal at the legislature, which I think is intriguing, to do all the planning to cover 94 from Grotto to Chatsworth.
A land bridge.
A land bridge, reconnect Rondo. And Marvin Anderson, a guy that I really don't know, but I've just developed a lot of respect for watching him, is the lead on this. So you got really, we're only talking about a half a mile of reconnection, but from Grotto to Chatsworth, between St. Anthony and Concordia, there would be a land bridge.
I think it's cool.
And you know, it'd be cool even if it wasn't fixing an historical devastation. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, but it does, when you think about it, it helps reconnect the old. Rondo neighborhood used to run from University to Selby, and of course, 94 went right down the middle of it. But Billy Collins, Rita's Fletcher, Orly Patterson, I've watched videos of them talking about their childhood when they were little and how devastating this was. And I've known these people my whole life. I've known many of them for 40 years, but I've never really heard them talk about what happened here until I did some more research. And of course, that's the way they all are. They're not complainers and whiners.
Right.
They're just productive citizens. And Nick Davis, Nathaniel Kalik, you know, his family grew up here, and his grandfather was displaced. And so I'm going to do more research. Holy moly, Rocky, is it raining?
Yes, it is.
We're going to do some more research on Rondo and get some guest speakers. We're also going to get you out of the rain for a minute. How's that?
How about that?
And we're gonna talk more about this project because I am intrigued by the concept. I think the legislature should get behind that concept of planning and designing. That's what the $6 million is, to plan and design how you would do that. Obviously, it would be an expensive project, but when you think about creating land for businesses, which a lot of it would be businesses, you're actually building your economic base.
Absolutely.
So the taxes that come back when you establish thriving businesses, and anything you can do to establish thriving businesses are helpful. This is kind of, if George Latimer was still around here, I've seen George interviewed on this. If George was on here, he'd make this thing happen. Because that's the kind
I bet he would.
That's the kind of guy George was. That's not a great picture, is it?
It is not. But it's not a whole lot we can control about it.
Looks to me like there's a light from above us. Oh, there's some lightning. There's a lot of rain out there. Well, let's move on to another rain stop location. Yeah, I mean, you should put George Latimer in charge of that project. I bet he'd get that thing done.
The minute we pull out, it comes down the hardest yet. I think the faster the wipers can go, the better right now.
All right. Well, hang with us for a while. We'll find another overhang.
Check 1024 will crash.
Wouldn't hurt.
It is raining cats and dogs. Where do you think that statement came from? Any ideas?
No.
Information from the presentation condition at Lafayette University revealed that flash traffic is blocked.
There's been a lot of flash flooding in this country this year.
The shade head, no shirt,
Areas that get hit.
15 shorts, black boots, and 26.
Well, I gotta say, even the criminals don't really love pouring rain, right?
Yep. Well, thanks, Tim, for the kind message.
We'll get back to the birthday list and the special requests on our regular. If we've missed anybody, we try our best.
We are, if Kyle's listening, someone suggested, is there a manual override to distant focus?
Just gonna check the area for a second. Okay.
So we can just keep it on the distance?
Yeah.
Close? Yeah. Probably is.
Oh, that's
we tried once before to find that, remember? Someone suggested, and there are some on cameras, but it might not be on this particular software. So speaking of streetcars, I don't know if any of you heard our conversation, but I'm sort of I'm intrigued by the whole streetcar era. Reading up on that, of course, Rondo had its own streetcar back in the 30s.
I have a
But
DLC here on the east side of the HQ gate.
this is one of the Como lines here at the. This is a historic streetcar station out here in North Lexington.
DLC on the east side of the HQ gate.
Now is St. Paul Parks and Rec building. Been beautifully restored and kept up. Kind of see it there in front of us.
Yeah, that's a pretty good picture too.
And just be advised, I believe it's the male with the Superman tattoo on his chest. Copy this.
Affirmative. And the face tattoo.
Good to know.
Copy that it's the same male from the dangerous condition that was blocking traffic.
So, we're going to give you a little tour.
She
Here
said
we
that
do
same male was also causing problems at gate
Control
1
the sidewalks occasionally here. This path is made for police vehicles as well. Kind of see the beauty of this building. I think it might be the District 10 Community Council office now. And as you may or may not know, St. Paul under George Latimer developed this district council system for citizen participation, and each neighborhood has a district council that represents it and weighs in on zoning matters, but also just does a great job of feeding input to the elected officials. So now this is a historic streetcar line right here.
This is just an amazingly beautiful building.
It's gorgeous, gorgeous, just refurbished and some original rock with. But what you see in there is a tunnel the streetcar used to go through. It's an old streetcar tunnel. And unfortunately,
531, code 4.
when I was a sergeant in this district patrolling,
Move further south. 77.
these lights were in here, you know, right?
Right.
So once in a while, I would catch a police officer dozing in that area. They would catch him sleeping under the tunnel here, the old Lexington streetcar tunnel right here. Even on one or two occasions, a police officer wouldn't check out on the air at 7 o'clock, and we'd have to go find them. And guess what? 50% of the time, they were right here.
Right here.
Right here. And we're not defending it, but we're just recounting history. Recounting history.
Oh my goodness. Laura, you saw us at Regions last night, and you're still at work.
Oh.
Holy smokes. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all you do.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it was busy in that emergency room last night when we were there. Holy mackerel. It wasn't even a busy night. It was a Monday night, and it was packed down there. And so most of you probably didn't even know there was a streetcar tunnels there. That's why the road humps up there at Como, north of on Lexington there, north of Como.
East of HQ or south of HQ.
So the historic streetcar could go through there.
Copy. Mill is blocking up south of HQ.
Turn our lights on here, so.
There's somebody that can assist her. So she's code 4.
We won't mention the officers we caught sleeping under there, right? No. Fortunately, we're old enough that they're all retired.
272.
Copy. Alpha Charlie Alpha Whiskey 166. And the second place, 562 Victor Romeo
Well, the
Whiskey.
good news is the rain is letting up.
Copy that. 268 can get a status check.
We don't usually, technically dusk is the time these close, but we try not to bother people too much until 10 o'clock. It's kind of the official closing time, so. Unless it's the Easter Bunny, then we'll kick them out, right? If you didn't get to watch our last Live on Patrol, we did run across the Easter Bunny. Easter Bunny was in the Sucker Lake parking lot at 10:10.
Who'd have thunk we'd have run into the Easter Bunny?
Turn a little heat on your windshield, see if we get some of that to evaporate. I'll probably end up overheating the camera, but
I think it's whatever the dew point is that makes that happen, right?
yeah, we had this problem in the fall when winter was starting,
Yep.
but I don't know.
We
We
can
ne-
only do what we can do,
We
folks.
never really could figure out what our issue was there. It all depends where the focus is. Like when the focus is out, like right now, it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have one. There's one there somewhere. Sheriff Dave Hutchinson, you're on live on patrol.
Yeah, I was just texting a mutual friend, so I thought I'd come on and could I bother you guys and ask you for the listeners to? We're looking for this guy who ran into the ice house a couple months ago that hurt the woman. Remember that in Lake Minnetonka?
Yep.
So we did a press release on it today. So if I could just plug that, if you don't mind.
Please, yeah,
Mr. Fletcher.
we love good information, and you're welcome anytime. We love to have you. So what do we got?
So it was on Wayzata Bay. Obviously, when there's still ice on the lake, and somebody in a newer skidoo ran through the portable fish house and injured that woman, and then fled the scene.
Jeez, terrible.
So we got some video of it. So investigate. It's again a newer skidoo with front end damage or heavy windshield damage, but it's been 2 months, so it could have been fixed. So we're asking mechanic shops in the area if that matches any description to come forward, and if I'm sure the guy may be watching, but we all make mistakes, but it's better to turn yourself in before we find you, because we will find you, and it's one of those crimes where it's unusual. So our water patrol deputies are on the case, but we need the person apprehended. We don't want that happening again, and the poor woman had some pretty severe injuries, so
Oh, she did.
sure.
Okay.
I want to make sure she gets some justice. So
Was it
skidoo, excuse me, with front end damage, and happened on Lake Minnetonka and Wayzata Bay a couple months ago.
So listeners, if you know anybody that had some damage to his snowmobile, his Skidoo snowmobile, and you saw it brought home on a trailer with some broken skis or other damage, or if you know anybody at a shop that repairs this stuff, if you can help Sheriff Hutchinson, identify who that is. Now, you say you have video? I'm guessing you're not releasing it yet, David?
No, I don't think they are. Of course, the investigators are still working. Sorry, my GPS is chirping at me.
That's right.
The investigators are looking into it. So we got, again, as you know, Bob, you're the pro at it. We got a video from a resident on the lake. With partnerships between our citizens on the lake and businesses, we've solved crimes just because we have such a good relationship. So I think it's important to know, and we got to get them, because it's just, we're busy, with everything else going on too, but we can't slack on some stuff just because we're busy. So
right. in your press release, Dave, did you, Sheriff Dave, did you put a phone number that they should call, or is there a number we can
absolutely.
give
Yep. Right. I think right on the top or in the bottom. I don't know how to turn this off. Sorry, Bob.
That's all right. It's not bothering you.
Yeah, so there should be in and look for me. I think I'm going to be on Care 11 or Fox 9 tonight talking about it as well. So there's a tip line on there, and it's just, there's a lot of crime going on. We know that. And most people say, why aren't you doing this and doing that? But we're, of course, doing that. But this is just one of those things that doesn't happen much. And, the lake's kind of a different world. So we're really hoping people step forward. Even if you're the person who did it, again, we've all made mistakes. I'm sure as heck in that. But just turn yourself in, make it easier, and I'm sure it's going to be easier for the attorneys to work with you too. So.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing, most of these snowmobilers go out with their friends, so the odds.
Oh, yeah, he's with another person. So.
Yeah, well, that's key. If you're the other person and you know what happened, number one, you can try to talk your friend into turning himself in, but number two, you can call anonymously. All that we really need to know is who the guy is. Once we got a name, we can track the skidoo and work from there. You don't have to give up your name. Just give us the name of who the person is.
Yeah, I mean, and even again, how do you live with yourself doing that? It's a poor lady just sitting in there, fishing in her ice house. Her husband out having a fun time, and luckily he left the ice house to go check his tip up, or else we could have had two people and maybe a fatality. So thank God that wasn't the case. But I was out there all afternoon. We did a press conference, and then I had some fun with one of my sergeants. We took one of the we have that Polaris, the ATV. So we drove all the way around the lake. We went to Long Lake even and cruised around. I even stopped at my brother's house on Lake Independence over there. So we cruised around. It was a lot of fun.
Well,
we should have done a live patrol on the ATV.
I gotta tell you the honest truth. I prefer being out on the boat when it's 75 degrees.
Well, we got a couple boats out there. We should go out there this year, Bob, and just go. I know you guys are busy on the 4th too with White Bear and a couple of other lakes and rivers you have. But it's such a fun time out there. Everybody's so happy, and especially hopefully by then most of us will be vaccinated and we'll be under control, so we can go, have dinner or have some water or what have you.
Sheriff, the other thing I would like to do is we both have jurisdiction of the Mississippi River because it's a border there. Let's get a couple boats. You can jump on ours or I'll jump on yours during patrolling the Mississippi River. Take a look at the lock and dam situation, and of course, I don't know how far up the Minnesota you can get, but we'll go live on patrol, you and I, on one of those boats on the Mississippi River, and show the public.
Yeah, we have that big one that we got. It's a huge boat that we got from a federal grant after the 35W bridge collapse. So we're out there. It's a super nice vessel, as they say, and I think it'd be great. And another thing is that Mississippi River. I mean, I think last year before COVID, we took some inner city kids out, and we had the national park ranger come out with us.
Yep.
And we talked to them about history.
No, that's awesome.
Water.
Let's work on that together, bringing inner city kids out on the river. We're going to do that on White Bear Lake. Of course, the lake's a little safer, and we can get them into the water once in a while too. But I'd love to take them on the Mississippi River with you. Let's plan for that this summer.
That'd be very cool.
And the only stipulation is Pat has to operate the vessel.
You're a brave man.
Hey,
we got good insurance over in Hennepin County, Pat.
Did you not see what happened to the Suez Canal? You want that to happen to the Mississippi or what?
Wow, we'll have our favorite St. Paul cop come over and they'll dig it out by hand.
There you go.
So he told me to say something smart, Alec, to you, but I'm in a good mood and I'm being nice to the old. I don't call you Grandpa Patrol anymore, so now I call you middle-aged middle-aged men patrol.
Why don't you just
This is a Kyler Gentler hutch now.
Yeah, I
Mr.
appreciate that.
Bob Fletcher.
Appreciate that. Well, let me just say that we're not going to hold your youth and inexperience against you.
Okay, well, I was trying to be nice. I'm gonna take the high road here, Bob. Because your wife's listening, she'll probably text me
there
that
you go.
she's proud of me for taking the high road,
I
not
know.
you.
No, I was just quoting old political.
You know we love you,
We
Sheriff
love you.
Dave.
We love you, man.
Well, you guys are my favorite people on that side of the river. So,
All right. Well, we're
anyways, I have to go. Justin ordered me to get some eggs, so I have to go to the grocery store and get some eggs, and I can finally go home. And,
You were supposed to
take these boots off.
dye your eggs on Saturday for Easter.
Well, we're always a little couple kids behind in the hutch and Simperb. So,
I kid you. Say hi to Justin.
right.
God bless you. Thanks.
Will do.
Thanks a lot. Talk
Yeah,
to
be
you.
safe.
Bye.
Take care, sir.
Bye. Always a pleasure getting a call from that man. Now, that guy does typify our kindness
Oh,
regiment.
absolutely.
He's one of the kinder people I've run into in law enforcement. I really mean that. I just think he's got such a great personality and a big heart. Unfortunately, when he asks the question of how do you live with yourself, unfortunately, we've seen too many criminals that seem to be able to live with themselves.
Seem to be able to do it just fine. Hopefully whoever did this is the exception and will turn themselves in.
Speaking of big hearts, and a guy that he kind of reminds me of, just in his style of talking to people, Art Blakey.
Oh, very much so.
Art Blakey was the epitome of a kind person in law enforcement.
Yep.
We need about 10,000 more Art Blakeys in this world, and we're right. Actually, the state fair is just to our south here, but it wasn't what made me think of it. But just thinking of role models that we had that were just really good, kind people.
Yep.
I would put Art right up there at the top. Of course, he passed away a few years ago, and the police station there at the state fair is dedicated to him. Got his name on it. His daughter, who was in law enforcement too, Brooke, now works for the Metropolitan Transit, and she took a huge leadership role in taking care of the homeless that are.
Yeah. Her homeless outreach program is outstanding.
Going to be given
I don't know. We really don't have a very good picture, do we?
on hold.
See if you can tap that just in the middle. See what happens for focus purpose. That didn't help, did it?
It's got 268. I'll go with 272 in the hospital, and you can duke that dangerous condition indoors. Copy.
I'm going to turn that
Well,
off.
we definitely cannot control weather.
Yeah, you got a hold of it.
I just don't know how to get that windshield to defog.
One way to copy 2749.
Well, with this little,
Time
with
for
this,
3 to 4 shots fired. Also noticed a gray Toyota Corolla. 4-minute delay.
very cool.
700 Block University. Shots fired. Gray Toyota Corolla.
108 cover. And the vehicle is last seen towards Grotto.
By the way, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that we're about to drive by here on the right. It's a little ways away. We drove by it the other way. Is the memorial and the place that Philando Castile passed away. Here on our right. Our hearts go out to his family. It's been an agonizing several years. His mother Valerie's done a lot of good work in the community, trying to bridge some gaps, get some police reform, and but in my mind, this will always be where the honest discussion about police reform really started. I'm sorry about the rain here.
So there's nothing more heard on that shots fired other than the gray Toyota Corolla was seen at the same time as the shots.
Just past the Memorial Garden there on Larpenteur, just near Fry Street.
$272 arrest.
2038.
I don't know. I think we're turning into, with all this rain and no picture, we're turning into a radio. It's a radio ride along.
Copy.
Now, as we've said so often, we definitely have faces for radio.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Sorry, we can't control the weather. We do got to find some people to hand out the Twinkies to for National Twinkie Day, and probably our best location is going to Ricin, Pennsylvania.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Get under the cover there. Get under cover of
2162.
a rain cover.
Okay, let's get
Filling in the
kind of warm.
Installed vehicle blocking northbound lane.
Okay.
2039.
Oh man, that's a bad picture.
Let's go Fletcher one.
We go to Holiday, we can park under there and we can still see things, right?
Be
Right.
there tomorrow, I'm in detail.
Oh, by the way,
Detail.
now that we're right here, we're gonna take Pierce Butler Road, because Pierce Butler Road was originally the northern alternative route for 94. And had they placed it on Pierce Butler route, they wouldn't have destroyed Rondo. And Pierce Butler like the back of your hand. You've driven it 1,000 times. And obviously, to the layperson like you and me, there's very few houses that would have had to be displaced there, right?
Right. Just on the surface, it sounds like it would have made a lot more sense.
Yeah. Hamlin University, the lights are on. What do you think's going on there tonight? Track? They got a pretty good track program there.
Wow.
Hey, if you know what's happening at Hamlin, that's where I graduated, of course. Maybe it's lacrosse. I don't know. No, there's nobody in the audience. The lights are just on. The lights are on at Hamlin University.
4470.
Some great memories there. If
Oh, I
your
bet.
if your kids are ever thinking of going to a small college, and if you can afford it, which I don't know how anybody can, but
1865 11th Avenue East Suite
Yeah.
101.
Hamlin
For an alarm at
Hamlin University is a
audible covering
great
the
option.
break room locker area. Check 3 times.
Anyhow, imagine 94. This was going to be Interstate 94. And there was very little that it would get in the way of. But it was a little longer, because it goes a little north. It added a few minutes on the trip. There were a few more businesses, I suppose, traditional ones that might be displaced, but it's easier to move a business than to move 300 to 700 homes.
No kidding.
So, and Pierce Butler route, as you know, winds around over there by Transfer Road and Vandalia, kind of. So it would have been possible to have it continue to Cretin and then divert around, which would have been interesting. It might have helped this whole neighborhood develop, don't you think?
Yep, definitely.
So this was, and of course, let's just face it, people without a lot of money and political resources. So there's a lot of little pieces of this story. I encourage you to read it and study it yourself, watch the YouTube videos. But one of the devastating parts, besides moving hundreds of homes, removing, the other problem was most of the people couldn't buy homes in other areas because at that time in our country's history there was discrimination in housing. And it wasn't until the 60s when the non-discrimination laws were passed and the civil rights laws were passed that the discrimination in housing in terms of who you sold your house to, those rules were struck down. So a lot of people couldn't find other houses because people wouldn't sell to them. The black community members couldn't find other houses to buy, and banks were not really that helpful at that time. So a lot of civil rights, anti-racism laws passed in the 60s. But back in the 50s, into the 50s and early 60s, when Rhonda was dismantled, those laws weren't in place.
I'm an intoxicated driver, Minnehaha and Dale, traveling northbound on Dale, swerving and nearly hit the comp. It's a light blue Toyota Corolla, 409 Tango Golf Kilo.
Wasn't it a Corolla that did the shots on University?
Well, possibly did the shots.
Well, here we go. We got it's,
Yep.
you know, who knows?
Exactly.
It could be the car. So we got a reckless driver northbound on Dale.
8196.
Keep in mind,
8196.
this is probably a little bit of a time delay.
Put me out on this fire call of 94.
But having said that, I think it was a Toyota Corolla, wasn't it? For the shots fired?
Yes. It was gray, but blue. You know, gray blue.
Yeah. So we got a shots fired on Grotto and Uni.
1813 Ramsey, assisting medic, 696, 18-year-old.
Can I get a SWAT to Larch and
Looks like
Barrington?
a Corolla. Corolla or Camry.
I don't know, it's got some smashing in it too. Let's just see.
Copy it.
That's just a little too coincidental, right?
Five.
Not sure if it's a Camry or a
Been here for a bit.
Corolla.
1033 Green, number 1.
You have a little
Welfare
prophecy.
check. Thompson East called screaming for help.
Hi.
273.
Everything okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Take care.
26.
So
4494 suspect.
we're gonna go north on Dale, which is where the car was going. North here at Dale, Minnehaha.
The one that
The
was going north on Haha was to North Mankato. So
Okay.
409 TGK.
Well, like I said, we had shots fired at Union Grotto and similar car description. We're driving recklessly up north on Dale. But to be candid with you, we don't have a lot of other calls. So, and really what we're looking for here, the only way we're going to catch it is if it crashed into something.
Right.
So when we head north on these streets, we're looking for any evidence of damage, or sometimes the caller that called it in originally keeps an eye on it and calls it in again. So we are northbound on Dale. We'll go up to Larpenteur and see if anything got hit. If not, we'll head headed back to Riceham, Pennsylvania. So I had the op to come on. So that's a Honda Civic.
Yes, it is.
But there's no Honda symbol on the trunk.
Most of them look suspicious and Hamlet Thomas.
Copy, 23. An information squad. West and Central are tied at 123.
Well, just so you know, we're not planning to work too late tonight. We're this is National Twinkie Day. We got 10 boxes of Twinkies we're hoping to give away in honor of National Twinkie Day. We obviously, with the rain, we haven't run across many people that were out, but I wonder if there's a National Mountain Dew Day.
I'll bet there is. I swear there's a day for
Somebody
everything.
should research that. Hey, clever, whoever created that Mountain Dew Twinkie box that sent us a picture of that was pretty cool.
Very cool.
But normally would there be a little Honda symbol on that trunk? Looks like it's been dented, right? So maybe there's a dent.
There's a very subdued one right above the plate.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
maybe the emblem is
Very-
it's actually the outline of it.
That's what it looked like. That's some good eyes that you saw that, mister.
Well, thank you.
That's some eagle
It's
eye.
my new glasses. That's what it is.
We're eastbound on Larpenter from Dale.
On 62.
160.
402 West Minnehaha, lower unit, males outside at the address, threatening to beat up the cop. See if you can hear pounding on the door.
Just left there. 402
Heavy.
West Minnehaha.
2050.
Whoa.
Well, how about that? December 11th is National Mountain Dew Day.
I wonder how they came up with that day. I mean, I suppose it's tied to the creation of it somehow, right?
Probably. Well, our friend Jessie, our prayers are with your aunt. Godspeed with a full recovery for her.
Yeah, it's been a tough time for people in general, and then you add on other health ailments. It's about as bad as it can get.
This has been a tough
You and I
14
have
months.
been very lucky and blessed, actually, haven't we?
Very much so.
Get to work together. Got our vaccinations. We're southbound on Rice Street. We like Parkway. Oh man, did you smell the Burger King? Patrick, did you smell the Burger King? We might have to get.
Oh my goodness.
We might have to get a
Oh,
flame broiled burger again.
might just have to.
Quality. And we stopped at the Quick Trip yesterday. Patrick got a cheese dog.
Yes, I did.
I tried out the spicy chicken sandwich, which wasn't too bad.
Cheese dog wasn't too bad either.
No, and then I grabbed some chips. And Pat asked me if I had tried the spicy. We said it's a novelty, right? Just limited edition.
Supposedly a limited
Limited
edition.
edition, a spicy dill pickle.
Spicy dill pickle, Old Dutch ripple potato chips.
Yeah, and I told him I have tried that out. The problem is they were too spicy for me. Way too spicy.
Someone asked if we tried watermelon Mountain Dew. As a matter of fact, we were
have.
given 2 bottles over the
We
winter.
like it. It's a breakfast drink, though. I decided it's a breakfast drink. Breakfast Mountain Dew. Oh, he made that.
Well, he
that
barely made it, but he did make it.
Love the variety, though.
Changes for parking compliance. Clear their side vehicles parked legally. Nothing wrong with it. And we'll take a opinion.
Sometimes less frequent wiping is better than
Number 8 for welfare check.
windshield wiping is better.
Grandson.
Yeah, it's
Gonna be a
you
4-year-old
never
now.
know which way to go.
Well, we're gonna give away some Twinkies here.
Because that's what we
National Twinkie Holiday.
Bravo 515 on UOT.
Probably should go to the Foundry and give some away too. Our buddies at the Foundry, because they were mad we didn't have any last time.
do. Yes, they were.
I wonder if there's a study about towns in heavy rain areas that have less crime because people don't go out when it's raining.
If it stops before long, I predict it's going to get very busy.
Yeah, people are probably.
462 to speed you away.
But it's not hump day yet.
Going to be a call. You can't perform this more.
Hump day.
171, you can be clear that.
One copy. Thanks, guys. 171 will check the suspicious and haha.
Anyhow, one of the things that, since that shooting yesterday, hey guys, that shooting yesterday, we're always anticipating a retaliatory strike.
367, 386.
The intended victim over there is tied closely to some of the East Side gangs, and the likely suspects that are tied closely to the West gangs.
And 367.
So
955 gangs upstairs, marked white. Cops not on scene, heard her friend.
Hope
get
for
in
the
with
best,
her
but
phone,
prepare
got
for the
on mail
worst.
Via phone, line disconnected. Time delay 4 minutes. Cops friend is Bertha Jackson, black female, 5358 African Belt.
all right, well, let's see if we can get out of the rain here a little bit.
Yeah, I think one day this week I need to hit the windshield up with some Rain-X down in the garage.
I got Rain-X. Well, you got to do it when it's dry, though, don't you?
When it's dry and when it's now warm enough for it.
Okay. Just got to work when it's dry out. This young lady to leave here, and then maybe we'll pull into her spot. And we'll have a view
like
of
a plan.
We'll have rain coverage. Of course, by the time we pull in there, the rain's going to stop, right?
No doubt.
Not a ton of people out there for us to celebrate National Twinkie Day. We'll find them.
Oh, yeah.
We'll find them. Well, that car's going to move perfect. Or maybe not. This guy will take a box of Twinkies, I bet, huh?
Very well.
But that's the guy from last night, I think.
I think it is too.
Yeah. I'll lose my spot here. Here, reclaim it. That's our friend up there. I don't know. We didn't quite make it, did we, Pat?
No.
I'm like a foot on the outside of the.
3673 171.
171.
So you have the call coming up on the day.
Copy.
We're about to get out of the rain here, guys, and then we'll even
This issue is a result of a
wash a
previous
little of
incident
that
regarding
moisture
this
off the
vehicle.
windshield.
Possibly Amos Johnson Jr., 2275, 5'11", average build, 3 felony warrants in Wisconsin per cop.
Wow. But
In Norway, the few companies that sell Twinkies, they do it online and they sell 1 3-pack for $5 US.
that's amazing.
We might have found a niche. There'll be Twinkie salesmen in Norway.
Is it warm there?
That's right. You're a warm weather guy.
Affirmative.
It doesn't appear to me that this lady right here, though, as soon as she pulls out, maybe we get her spot.
I have a feeling this car might be waiting out the storm too.
Is there a person in there?
I thought there was.
Strangely, there's only the left tail light is on, but
Yeah,
not
there's somebody in there.
in the car.
Mm-hmm. I just see a cap over the headrest.
Well, if he gets out, I'm going to ask him how the Super Bowl went for him. Because he's a Kansas City Chiefs fan. Here she comes. All right.
One 171.
Everything's all good over here. Clear this advised. Send us the roll front hatch.
Thank you, 312.
there you have it, right? I don't know, can we handle that obnoxious squeaking noise from the wiper next to us? It's over here. Not our wiper. Alright, so let's find some people to give some Twinkies to for National Twinkie Day.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that
There's
funny?
one squeaky
It's
wiper.
right next door, right here. It's the rear one on that particular vehicle.
Payne, Minnehaha.
NCW 802.
2006 Chevy Impala Silver traveling northbound of Payne. You will press the emergency button so you can tell. No, something is wrong. Vehicle registered to Brian McDonald out of Annandale.
Hey buddy, you want any Twinkies?
Time lapse is going to be 3 minutes. I'll check. Vehicles now traveling southbound, just went east on Beaumont.
Well, Bob is doing his Twinkie meet and greet.
How's their squad go?
362, cleared you. Send us the APD for almost on the scene.
Seven and Frank, 2104.
I swear this man makes friends wherever he goes. He doesn't need Twinkies to do it either.
Tedesco and Burr.
Okay then.
Well, that was a gray Camry.
What are we looking at? Yeah. He was very rude.
Yes, he was.
Honked with his lights on.
386.
I think he had his mother with him though.
Delta Zulu Echo 924 385 378 southbound.
That looks like a man who could use some Twinkies there.
386
Where?
affirmative.
With their just
Oh,
set
yeah.
the guitar down and his.
Zulu Echo 924.
Listen to this call on 3 though, okay?
Yep.
Something going on southbound.
360 yeah, Bravo Golf Alpha 401.
I follow y'all on Facebook.
Do you?
Yes.
Thank you, Donna.
You see, I'm on my way.
Copy 362.
Yes, I work at Reed. I'm on my way there right now, and I'm gonna share these with them guys.
Well, I'll bet you know my dear friend Blanche down there.
61
Nice person, huh?
Blanche and
Yes.
Dunga?
Do y'all know my boss, John and stuff down there?
I'm not sure.
Oh, y'all don't know. But I tell you, look, come on.
Are we doing a here? We do a selfie
Yeah,
right
we're
here.
gonna do it
Pat
right
can lean
here.
out the window.
Pat, come on.
Okay.
There we go.
385 378 now on Payne and Kenny traveling southbound on Payne.
And look, I got the Twinkies. I'm going to show
Staff
them.
was unable to reach
I
this
see
female
her
occupant and only
tonight.
spoke to
I
male,
don't get
said
over
everything
till
was
in the
fine.
morning, but I follow
Now they're
y'all
westbound
all
on
the
7.
Well, you tell her Pat Scott said hi.
Oh,
We've been friends since '97.
Yes.
What's your first name?
Donna Hanson.
You're Donna.
I'm Donna Hanson.
Twinkie! Got a box of Twinkies
Y'all
here.
be safe.
Thank you so much.
Donna. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
I got a special banana Twinkie in here too. The
Okay,
original
we
banana
got speeds of
Twinkie.
90 here.
Huh?
Speeds of 90 on this.
What?
David Nora, I believe.
We got a chase we got to go to.
Hey,
01 patch with LTEC.
Yeah, Bloomington's patch with LTEC. 4 under Nicollet.
Okay.
With a prowler call from one of our
Disregard. I
in
thought
the
that was
area.
the east side one.
Minnesota plate 269.
It's a Bloomington one.
Tom, David, Nora.
Where's it going?
We're about to find out.
Let me know.
Westbound under Portland. There's a far right lane. Medium traffic.
Westbound under Portland, far right lane, medium traffic.
Continuing westbound 494, approaching Lindale. They're on the far left lane, medium traffic.
Westbound 494, approaching Lindale, far left lane.
Go at your speeds also.
80 miles an hour. Vehicles are yielding.
Vehicles yielding. If there's any agencies listening to LTAP 1 that can help with sticks, please advise.
Westbound 44, 100 miles an hour. Medium traffic. Vehicles are yielding.
4815, we're going to terminate.
Copy, terminating the pursuit. 4815 has terminated the pursuit at 2108.
Awesome.
Where'd you last see it? Westbound 494. Couldn't tell if it went underneath the pen. I'm pretty certain it kept westbound.
Heavy left, seen westbound 494, possibly under Penn. Again, it was a white Lexus two-door. Plate doesn't appear to match. 269, Tom, David, Nora. Bloomington will be releasing the patch with LTEC 1.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for stopping us.
I got one more.
I'm going to eat that one.
261.
261.
I haven't had a banana Twinkie yet. So bring that
Already
one
on
up.
scene.
Oh, we got two more.
Oh, we got.
Fire is already on
They both
scene. They
banana?
wanted to start a
Yep.
squad for investigation.
Well, who knows how much we'll like them.
They terminated the
Copy.
chase for safety reasons.
2109.
What was going on in DeSoto over there, you know?
Maybe there's trouble. 583.
I know why there's only 97% chance to rain.
583.
Why?
385.
There's a 3% chance he'd be parked
Well, with
underneath
my head,
a shelter at Holiday.
Mike 533.
How could there be a 97% chance?
Edgerton and White, copy.
Wave to Donna here when she leaves.
Have a good night, Donna.
Someday we're with them. Copy that.
Well, thank you for urging us to come out and celebrate National Twinkie Day. And I forget the guy's name who first brought it to our attention. But we want to thank him.
I cleared on the CAD with 268 Central Transit and State Patrol.
Copy 2111.
Affirmative. Changes to a PCN. Recovery stolen vehicle. Original scene in 2107018.
Well, I can vouch for the. Yeah, they all got their boxes. Maybe that one guy doesn't have one.
37 neighbor, call for it.
Short guy.
278 code 4367, copy 2112.
Is it still raining out there, Pat?
Yeah, a lot lighter, but it is raining.
That was nice of Donna to come over and say hi.
Yes, it was.
Well, as a general safety protocol, we shouldn't stay in one place too long, right?
True that.
I hate to admit it, but a lot of people do write us about that. They're worried about us. Did you know that?
Yes.
They're worried about us.
I get a lot of
staying in the
texts
same
about
spot.
that. How you doing?
I don't know. As long as we're on the move, I think we're okay. We'll give that guy our last box.
Oh, he's got one.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. I'll save this one for maybe the founder.
Good idea. Funny because you know you mentioned the $5 for a 3-pack or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're only like $4 for a big box. There's a lot of Twinkies in there.
Yeah.
956 Edmond, there's a male walking on the porches in the neighborhood looking into windows. The only description we have is a black male.
Captain Ron.
2114.
Can you license plate 339 November Bravo Romeo?
Copy.
It's a lot nicer driving sitting when it's not raining.
Yeah. You're on 3 over there, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Keep moving out of 2 for a second.
I'll put this one on
Copy.
2.
Okay, I'll go with 3. I might have turned it to 2 when I got it. So some of you can probably tell that I'm still eating.
261, can you tell me what that license plate comes back to?
I'm still eating something.
License plate 339 November Bravo Romeo comes back to a gray Cadillac sedan. Did you want RO info?
What's he on?
Yeah, please, if you could just add that to the call.
Affirmative, it's been to the call that RO is
Doesn't
a
really-
Shakira Salk at 901 County Road D Delta in St. Paul.
Doesn't really do me any good to have them guess what it is since I told you what to give me, right?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What's that?
I was going to have them guess what I was eating, but I told you what to give me. So. You forget how live we really are.
Yeah, I do that too.
Oh, yeah. We didn't turn it off. A little argument going on over there. But nothing physical, just a little verbal. Maybe we should remind this guy to turn his lights on.
Oh.
Maybe you can do
Yeah.
the honors here. Just pulled out of a gas station. People often forget. Hopefully that's all it is. Put a little.
How you doing?
I'm doing the
You'll probably get to where you're going a little safer if you turn your lights on.
You know, you might have the front ones.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Hey, Winston's is a better choice.
I'm telling you.
Winston's.
Winston's.
Oh, okay, I hear you. Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you. Was he smoking Newport?
Yep.
Huh?
Yes, he was.
That was his excuse. He just stopped and got some pop and cigarettes. I don't think it was Mount Doodle.
Taking clears inbound with the PVT. Any squads have a PVT? 91 circle. 366 under 1 up. Copy 366, 2118.
Place to park, but so we are at the foundry. We got one box left.
I'm going to make sure I give it to somebody who's a sharing and caring person.
Turn around and pull in, come back around. But I hear them yelling. Do you hear them yelling? Give it the security guard.
Hey, security? Security? You look like a sharing and kind man.
What happened?
Pass those out to some
Hey,
folks.
it's listen, you can look it up on the internet. It's National Twinkie Day. It's National Twinkie Day.
For
right,
real.
Right
It is
here.
National Twinkie
Right.
Day.
You can look it up, April 6th. And so we're handing out Twinkies for National Twinkie Day.
Got it, most definitely. I'm gonna make sure everybody take one of these.
Those are original, banana flavored.
All right, most definitely.
No,
Nope, just but banana flavored
It's
Twinkies.
National Twinkie Day. Yeah,
Banana. He's got them right there.
National Twinkie Day.
They're gonna get away. Huh?
No.
Oh, goodness gracious. Have a wonderful night.
Hey guys.
Hey, how are you?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Oh, for crying out loud.
Goodness gracious.
There you have it, Pat. No good deed goes unrecognized. Well, we're out of it. We're out of Twinkies.
All done.
12 boxes of Twinkies. Next time we just give them to the homeless. They're more appreciative.
Yeah, no kidding.
thinking another half hour if this keeps raining, because this is pretty miserable for our viewers. They're better off watching the news.
Yeah. I don't think we're looking at it ending anytime soon either. Looks like we are looking at rain all night long.
What percentage?
Right now, oh wait a minute. Right now, 80%. The 20% sure missed us.
I'm gonna check the radar. Okay. 1% left on this phone. Yeah, it's not going to stop anytime soon. Well, maybe I spoke too soon.
I really liked that Donna we talked to at the gas station at the holiday.
Nice person. I don't know if I noticed it, but she had a beautiful complexion. Like, some people just they're just blessed with good skin.
Can you change this to a civil issue, please? Copy 369. Need medics for need a squad for DOA 998 per.
DOA is a term for dead on arrival. It's kind of probably needs to be modified, huh? DOA, dead on arrival. Usually when officers would get there, if someone was dead, they would say, well, we have a DOA.
Right.
But when it's dispatched, it sounds like maybe the term doesn't fit, right? We're sending you to a dead on arrival.
Need a squad to start 998 per on the DOA.
Usually these are natural medical conditions.
385, clear sister.
Usually.
Nobody really wants to go to them because it's very sad.
Thank you, 385, 998 per. Mother DOA in the tub, 70 female.
Oh, well, that's not good.
Copy.
Because if it's in the tub, they're going to have to call the sheriff's office. So I'm going to call Jeremy Bolin. See if he wants to come to the scene. Any water-related death we co-investigate.
Yeah, that's even in a bathtub, folks. The sheriff's department co-investigates.
So I don't know. We just drove by the house, but we probably should actually. Well, you see, the problem is.
Hi, Sheriff.
Jeremy, are you working? Are you in town? Or we just got St. Paul's responding to a death in a bathtub. I know we.
Yes, sir. I am working.
I know that. But there's no water in the tub, so that wouldn't be us then, right? Or would it?
It would be hard to tell. If it looked like there was water in the tub and the complainant drained the tub, then it could be. But I could just run down and get the info and then follow up with the medical examiner's office later and find out whether or not.
Why don't you do that? Just in case it becomes a crime scene as well as a death scene. Obviously, don't go in there ahead of them. But if you can run down to 998 per, just verify that it wasn't a water-related death. And
sure.
If it's not a water-related death, then I guess that raises all sorts of other questions. But we have St. Paul's crime scene, so if you don't.
Yep.
All right. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
So when there is a death, obviously the top priority is figuring out if it was natural, the cause of death, if there's a history with a medical history. But if there's no apparent medical history or natural cause, then it becomes an investigation of a death quite quickly. And so that crime scene needs to be secured. And since St. Paul is the primary authority, we don't really want to intrude on their crime scene.
Three 5-2411 will be en route as well.
So 385-2411 is Jeremy Bolin, and like I said, under statute we investigate water-related deaths. We don't know for sure if a person in the bathtub drowned or ended up. Sometimes people hit their head; they fall and hit their head, but if it's well, this is even weirder, though, because I thought it was a DOA, and now we got the fire department responding, right?
Yeah.
Unless they're not going to the call. Well, it looks like they are. So this is where things get complex fast. They are going to the house. So somebody must have said she wasn't deceased at the time. That's interesting. So you heard the call come out. It's called as a DOA. I suppose that it is possible that they sent the medics anyhow just to pronounce the person dead as a safety factor, right?
Yep.
But the other possibility of the person not actually being. No, trust me, if they had called in and said the person is not dead, Pat and I would have ran in the house.
Yeah.
We would have ran in the house and provide whatever life-saving mechanisms. We're shocked that the fire department's here because the call clearly came out as a DOA.
Foreign arrest at Region.
We'll know here in a minute whatever the fire department says about the scene. Sometimes, you know, a
Bravo
person.
592.
The thing about
EOT.
the term dead is your body can be not functioning for up to 5 minutes or so,
Right.
and still be revivable. That's why the term dead is sometimes deceptive. Brain dead, non-functioning, but actually, I always thought of dead as not revivable, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But so I'm guessing the St. Paul car didn't perceive this as a crime scene, because they certainly would be here by now if it was if it was perceived as anything but unnatural.
It's pretty unequivocal.
Yeah. But is that from the fire department entry, you think, or what?
That's the CAD.
CAD, but I just wondered who entered that in there.
307.
Is there a central squad to assist 272?
307.
You copy tree advantage call, by the way.
288.
Affirmative.
Copy.
2134.
Oh, yeah, it's right in our CAD comments, too.
Bravo 457 EOT.
Good night.
Well, I didn't see all the fire department come out, but it looks like the rig is moving. Here comes the squad. The problem with crime scenes, and one of the reasons you don't run in there after, if you know the person is dead, is every person that enters there potentially contaminates the crime scene.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, CSI does things a little faster than real life in terms of how fast their labs can check things. But when you're looking for trace evidence, impending or what?
Yeah.
When
10 minutes.
When you're looking for trace evidence, anything can contaminate it. It can be stuff that was on the shoes of St. Paul officers. You just pull it in there.
Talked earlier.
And the less people in your crime scene, the better. In fact, nowadays, if it turns out there's a questionable death, they will log everybody that comes in. And everybody that's on that log has to write a report as to why they came in and what they did.
Right.
So
if you listen to the scanner, when you hear the officers say that there's a crime scene log started, that's what they're talking about.
535.
So number one is determining the safety of the people involved and make sure the scene is safe. Number two is secure the scene with tape or whatever it takes. Start a log, and then start preserving every bit of evidence possible. And identify witnesses that potentially could be
622.
critical. You don't want to let them slip away. A lot of times in our shootings, we might have 100 people that are witnesses. By the time we get the scene secured, we got what, 2?
If we're lucky.
622, are you on 3? 622. Can you go to channel 4, please?
622 is 1.
4. 2166.
So we got another call that we're running in on here.
Clear right.
Clear right. Thank you. It's going to be about 2 blocks north of Maryland here. Going to call in a number of people fighting.
Whoever was
Here it
looking
is.
for 622, he's on board.
Should be it.
Outside or inside? I thought it was
Didn't say. Oh, hold on. Somebody's at the door. Hi, did you call about a fight?
clear light. So do it.
Yeah. Good, thank you. Did you call about a fight?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, there's like 14 to 15 children.
Okay.
They were all right here. And then they all went down to the corner house, which is on the corner of Maryland and Burr.
Okay.
Now you know how that house is.
Northeast corner.
Right on well, that's the one where the guy got shot in the head.
Okay.
I hope you're not on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You want to hear? We'll mute it.
Yeah, would you mute it?
Thank you. We'll be back. We should run over on this one now.
Okay, what was the
1510 Westminster. There's no squad available.
another fight?
Domestic.
Squad to start 1610 Westminster.
1610. Okay.
Squad 373, can you break from team?
These are the worst, aren't they?
Are you able to break from team? I need someone for domestic. The medics are out on 1610 Westminster.
Oh, the medics are already out?
Yep.
That's not good. That's not good.
386, I can go. With 386. It's going to be 1610 Westminster. Medics went en route for a 43-year-old female. Fainted. Now they're requesting police for domestic dispute. Looks like they are on scene.
Well, maybe we can just keep them separated from the firefighters, huh?
Yep.
Try not to break your nose bad.
I'll try to stay between you and them.
Yeah, try not to break my nose. There you go. This is a house though, it said, right? I think this is a dead end. I chased the car up here one time and the guy bailed out.
362. LEC adult male. Copy to the LAC 2142.
Oh, there's a fire rig there. No, it's right at the corner. I was thinking of Arkwright dead end in there. That's what it was.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Well, we're going to go to this domestic. It sounds like the medics got called here. Normally they wouldn't come in until the police were here, but a woman fainted. So they got the call here, and then all of a sudden it sounds like there's a domestic in front of them. And we'll see if we can help them keep separate. Well, I don't know. I'm not that confident this is going to have a good ending.
We'll be back with you
When
as
the
soon as
fire
we can,
department
folks.
calls for help, that's a... Bring your phone back.
We're out on Westminster. Copy 2400.
EOT.
Copy, good night, 378. I'm out. Copy 32146. 373, code 4. Code 4373. 2147. Yeah, 674. Copy 306, 2147.
Okay then. Well, case solved, right, Pat?
That's right.
Little domestic, no crime committed, little physical throwing of objects, but no striking.
Nobody injured.
Everybody just needs to learn to get along a little bit better, right?
Yep.
So we just counseled them until the St. Paul officers showed up. Let them carry on the counseling.
We do not have a good picture tonight.
Huh?
We do not have a good picture
We're
tonight.
going to call it a night here pretty quick. Actually, I think we're going to 10 o'clock. You guys, in 10 minutes, we're going to call it a night. You go watch the news. Get caught up on the world news. But, you know, I was kind of hoping that fire department would stick around a little longer just in case things went downhill for us.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
We got there, they said, we're in good hands now, they said. You hear them say that? You're in good hands now, and they left. I mean, it's not actually their job to solve the problem. They handled the medical issue. But it's always nice to have those sturdy firefighters there behind you, right?
Yeah.
Turned out we didn't need them, but anyhow.
Three five. 385.
Yes, sir.
Squad available with the camera. Squad with the camera.
Okay. Good to know. How are they handling it? How are they treating it? Natural or?
Is there a squad available with the camera?
Got it.
366, I have. Once I finish up this tow, I'll head over there.
Good to know. Perfect. Thank you for taking the time. And thank you for what you dropped off at the house the other day. Thank you very much. Thank you. Talk to you. Bye. So it was not a water-related accident at the Burr house there.
Okay.
And it appears to be natural. She had a long history. So Sheriff's Office will not be investigating a water-related death. And it sounds like there won't be a lengthy investigation of a death because it appears there was a medical history. So that's all good news, right?
Very good news. Still very tragic for the family and sad for the family. But
yeah, terrible. Terrible.
What, 366? 366. I'm clear of the tow. I'll feed her out to 3-5.
Well, sorry about the picture. We'll try to squeeze in another couple hours to make up for this sometime this week, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
But we might not always tell you when.
That's right. I think it was kind of fun tonight for this to be a surprise National Twinkie Day special edition.
On the heels of the Easter Bunny. You know what I found out? Those baskets that we had?
Yep.
There were some eggs in there. Plastic eggs, that the Easter Bunny gave us. One of mine had a $5 bill.
Well,
one of yours might have too, but I'm not sure where it is.
Oh, yeah, okay. Uh-huh. I see how it is.
Wow. Well, those eggs, they roll around easy. When you throw them in the back seat, they can roll. There were 2 in one basket.
So I guess you kind of had all your eggs in a basket.
Don't ever put all your eggs in one basket, they say, unless
there's $5 bills.
$5 bills. And put them in your basket. Oh, man. Well, not a lot going on. Apologize, but thanks for being with us to celebrate National Twinkie Day. Handing out some Twinkies to our friends at Bryson, Pennsylvania.
Why does the county investigate water-related deaths? Because it's designated by state statute.
Sheriffs are responsible for investigating water-related deaths. Now, whether the intent of that was to include bathtubs, it is unknown, but clearly, obviously, lakes, etc.
Yeah, so it includes lakes, bathtubs, swimming pools,
yeah.
A wading pool.
It might be that they just want to keep good records.
And I have noticed a lot throughout the St. Paul neighborhood pages, and there have even been some comments on here that people were concerned about little Susie. Little Susie is alive and well. In fact, she was arrested just yesterday, and but she appears healthy.
Well, and just so we're clear why she was arrested, we might as well spell it out. The judges have decided that for Susie's welfare, there's certain neighborhoods she should not be frequenting.
Correct.
Because of past history, and problems in some of those neighborhoods, and so the judges have set a boundary as to where she can be, and so there's a court order limiting where she can be, and it's primarily for her safety, but also to make sure she doesn't get pulled into any negative behavior. And so the officers know there's a court order, and they arrested her for violating that court order yesterday. But we had heard the rumors that there was something bad had happened, and she looked fine. She, talked to her briefly when she was arrested, and all is good. But I gotta say, I'm just gonna say this as we close out. That image of Susie running a block from that St. Paul police officer chasing her, that's gonna be in my memory for a long time.
Yeah. Oh, should we clear from that?
Yeah, I'll clear after we go off there.
All right, so we're going to wrap it up, folks. Thank you for being with us. If weather permitting, we may do another live before Friday, but if not, we will see you at the usual time.
Friday, normally at 9/11.
9/11 on Friday.
But if something good is happening, we might pop on.
All right. Thanks, folks. Take care, and